So I found myself looking up the original comic book images of these fascinating Suicide Squad characters. How aware of their stories were both of you before you read the script?
Actually, I had no idea.
No,
I had never read the Katana comics, so...
Me either, at all. I think I'd never even heard of Suicide Squad. But then after, speaking to David and discovering the comics, I wasn't into comics as a kid. I was into superheroes and villains and dressing up, but I think it's just such a lost thing, and I really hope that when kids watch these movies that they really go back and check out the comics, because they're really cool.
Yeah.
And Cara, Enchantress is a 3,000-year-old evil witch, and Dr. June Moon is a lovely-natured archaeologist. How on earth did you prepare for what could be described as a schizophrenic role?
For sure. I think it was just about like finding that demon inside myself and exercising it on screen, basically, and really understanding, what June was going through by feeling completely out of control. David described it very well. It's like if you've ever blacked out drunk and you kind of wake up and you're like something, when you were asleep, you've gone and like killed a bunch of people and tried to take over the world. So it's kind of just understanding how lost and crazy she would feel and out of control of her life, when she's been someone who's been in control most of her life.
And Karen, you have some of the most impressive fight scenes.
Thank you.
What physical training did you do, and did you endure any injuries?
A couple bruises here and there, but nothing serious. We went through a month and a half of pre-production, and then we were also training while filming. We did a lot of sparring together. Mm-hmm. Cara's a fighter.
No, she's so fast, though.
Cara's a fighter.
Like, literally, because she just goes in and just, like, you can't even see her hands move, and you're like, how did that happen? Ow. You still have... How did... Yeah,
still going.
It's amazing. Still going. Yeah.
And Cara, you're used to seeing yourself transformed, obviously, in your modelling work, but how did you feel when you first saw yourself as Enchantress?
I was scared, and as soon as I looked in the mirror, I kind of already got into character, because as a kid I used to love scaring myself, and being able to look at myself and kind of like stare myself down as this, getting into that outfit really made me feel so in character. I know it's the same for you.
And it's so different for you, isn't it, for June Moon and Enchantress? Such a difference.
Yeah, it really helps.
And Karen, this is your first feature film. How did you get the part, and how did you feel when you first walked on set?
Yeah, I didn't even have an agent at the time, but my management team got me the audition, and in the audition call sheet it said, martial arts, and then there's an acting portion, and if you have a sword lying around at home, just bring it.
So, I love that so much.
I don't know who has
any
a sword.
Just bring your own sword.
Yeah, just bring your own sword. But sure enough, I had a friend that was a sword instructor, so he taught me a couple moves before, and I lucked into it, yeah.
Nice. And it's exciting times for women in superhero films. What does it mean to both of you to be part of this at this time in the film industry?
I was just gonna let you take it. No, I mean it's so cool. For me as a kid, I grew up dressing up as all these superheroes, but they were always men. And I think now to see, going to Comic-Con and stuff and see girls dressing up as us, I mean, it's so nice. I just think it's about time that it's happening.
And also, I mean, of course, female empowerment, it's wonderful that, the industry is shifting that way. But also for Asian Americans, it's great because, like you said, it's been hard to find some character to dress up as for Halloween, There aren't that many idols or Asian superheroes out there, so I'm happy to be playing Katana.
I always feel like what happens in the movie industry is always reflective of what's going on in the real world as well, what's happening in politics and what's happening around the world.
Absolutely. And finally, Cara, I expect there are a few places where you can go these days where you're not recognised. I was wondering how you feel.
You'd be surprised. You'd actually be surprised. I can really, apart from obviously being on this tour where people pretty much know where you are most of the time, I can go days and walk around the street and kind of do everything I can without being recognised. Yeah, it's great. I'm very happy with that. Don't change, please.
Nice. Cara and Karen, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey You